You know, guys, consumerism is something ripe for criticism. I think in a lot of ways. I rewatched Miracle on 34th Street the other day, and the talk about the consumerism of America, the 1994 version, by the way, I'm talking about the 1994 version. I love that movie, but there is a strong critique of American consumerism that still works. I think it's still valid to this day. The only thing that's really changed is the way in which we consume and buy our products in a lot of ways. And it says that Black Friday crowds look sparse at stores as skittish shoppers search for deals online. And it got me to thinking, look, I grew up, one of my first jobs, I worked at a Target. And working on Black Friday at Target was absolutely insane. So I worked in the photo lab, and what would happen is the lines were just around the corner at every register, and every register was was open at that time. So I would be developing photos from people who took pictures over Thanksgiving, and then I would be checking out customers that they would send my way because there was too many people for all the lines. And as mad as that was, as crazy as that was, it was still a communal experience. And you see the videos. I'm going to watch something. We'll watch something in a little bit here about the people fighting over products and everybody going at it because they wanted to get these deals to save money so that they could give gifts to their children. And as weird as that is, it was a way that we as a culture kind of all communed around trying to get something for our families. And in a weird way, it brought all of us together, because though two moms might be fighting over like a doll to give their kids, they were still two moms who love their children. They each love their children. They were willing to do absolutely anything to get their kid that one thing they wanted for Christmas. And I think that that's a beautiful thing. It's a bit weird, right? It's not a traditional idea of what you think of as a beautiful thing, but I do think that it was. I think it was a sign that we were cohesive as a society. We wanted the same things. We wanted to make our kids happy. We wanted to make Christmas amazing for them. Did we go about it in the best ways? No, maybe not all the time, but we did. But what they're saying here, guys, is that there were record amounts of money spent online, while the data around people actually going to stores is obviously less known right now. But there was over 1 trillion visits to retail sites, and sales were like up 9% from last year. It was like $11.8 billion were spent, it says in there. Obviously, a lot of that is driven by inflation, and tariffs play a role in that. So it says consumers spent record amounts online on Black Friday, but it is less clear how traditional retail stores did on the official kickoff to the peak holiday shopping season, with one tracking company showing a slight increase in foot traffic and another showing a big drop. Again, who knows? Adobe, which studies Adobe analytic data culled from over 1 trillion visits to retail sites, reported that U.S. commerce sales reached a record $11.8 billion on Black Friday, up $9.1 billion year over year. That exceeded their forecast of 8.3% commerce growth on Black Friday. Between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. on Black Friday, online shoppers spent $12.5 million every minute, according to Adobe. The record spending yesterday shows that Black Friday has cemented its role as a major e-commerce moment as more shoppers opt to stay home and take advantage of deals, Adobe reported it's releasing this information this morning. Cyber Week is off to a strong start with online spending on Thanksgiving and Black Friday, both coming in above Adobe's initial forecast. The funny thing about that is Black Friday isn't even Black Friday anymore. It's like Black Friday week now. These deals, as they call them, they extend far past that. But the thing I find funny is one of the things I talk about a lot lately is like life is just more expensive. Everything is more expensive. Like your groceries are more expensive, and that's like the meme, right? It's like everybody's got a TV now. Could you give me a Black Friday deal on groceries? Because that would help me a hell of a lot more. And it actually ends up being one of those things that people have a discussion about. Like, why is it that as everything in life gets more expensive, TVs, you can get an 80-inch TV for like $12 and a pack of bubble gum? That's because of regulation, less regulation in the industry. It's funny, but it's sad. It's sad to me because in a lot of ways that TV did represent a want for something to get for your family, a want for something to make somebody's day. It was the toys for the children's. Perhaps it was a TV for your teenagers or your young adult children, but it was something we wanted to accomplish around other people, meaning you were going out and visiting stores with the same values you had. Now we are no longer a cohesive society that shops together. We all have our curated algorithms that tell us exactly. Like, one of the things that I hate doing is going to store and, like, depending on the type of product, like, yeah, certainly with electronics, you know which aisle to go look down. But there are things that you want to get, you're like, I don't even know where to find that thing. You got to go to the freaking app on the store so it can tell you which aisle to go down, because a lot of times today, like, the employees don't even know where those items are. You got to go to the app to find it. Technology has made it too easy for us to shop alone. We lose out on the community experience of fighting with our friends and neighbors over cheap consumerist goods. And I think that that's a sad thing. There was a lot of people talking about this. I saw the Quarterings post. He said, he goes, right about now was when all the women in my family would get up for Black Friday sales. It was a tradition. Now they ruin Black Friday by extending it out a week or longer, and it's no longer a thing. It may have been dumb, but it was a tradition. Now it's just a relic of the past. This meme, Black Friday shoppers. Wednesday the 27th, $499. Thursday the 28th, $499. Black Friday. And then they put if you're listening to this, the red line is through $799 with $499 under it. Go! And you've seen those videos of, like, shoppers where they pull the sign out and it's like the price is the same. It just says holiday deal on there, tricks people into buying it. It says, this one says, if you're going Black Friday shopping, be a decent human being and turn your phone horizontal before recording any fights. That's the sad thing. We don't even get the fights anymore. Like, we're not a proper country. Like, you see this meme from Thanksgiving. It says TV shows in the 80s would stop their episode just to wish viewers a happy Thanksgiving. We used to be a proper country. Yes, we did. We were a proper country that fought over consumerist goods and electronics. Again, I was watching Miracle on 34th Street on Thanksgiving with my wife, and the 1994 version, you know. Bear with me. I'm a millennial. I love the 1994 version. And when I was young, the critique of consumerism never really hit with me, obviously, because I was younger. I wasn't paying that close of attention. Now you see it. And you see the evil businessman who's plotting to take over the Kohl's department store, the guy from Shoppers Express. And as sad as it was, it felt more innocent at that time because you had to go out into public to actually buy your goods. Thought it was a beautiful thing. Vince Langman, I don't know who that is, but he posted this video. Says, does anybody else remember when Black Friday was like going to war? I miss those days. It says, if you're listening to this right now, it says the Cabbage Patch craze, Black Friday, 1983. Riots were breaking out in stores. Riots were breaking out in stores. Doors were being flung everywhere. Parents were ready to drive hundreds of miles to get their hands on the hot toy of the year. That was Cabbage Patch. Look at this. Look at the madness you're seeing here.
Yeah, I got the ones I wanted, too. It's crazy in there, yeah. They trampled everybody.
Because they're trampling people, he's saying.
Pennsylvania, it was a near riot.
It was a riot in Pennsylvania so that you could get toys. I remember when I was a kid, it was not for me, but a little bit after my age was when Tickle Me Elmo was a thing, which became more of a joke later on. But you get the point, right? Every year had those. It was Furbies, it was Beanie Babies, it was all of these toys to make kids happy. Now the kid just wants a tablet and a cell phone so they can get put into like a zombified AI slop trance as the media images just overtake them. It feels like there's nothing of that anymore. Caleb Hammer says, standing in line for midnight Black Friday at Best Buy with my friends between 2010 and 2013 was so much fun. I can't believe retail fumbled the bag so bad. Look, you still get this these days. We just did a topic the other day about some products that they're doing this with limited releases at Starbucks, and this woman was standing outside for this frickin' cup all night, even though she had to work the next day. So weirdly enough, we look at the past examples of this with fondness, but we look at when it's done today. It's like when they did the limited edition Stanley Cups at Target, and people are like, who are these consumerist pigs? These pay pigs for these corporations? Well, you know what? Maybe it's less bad than we thought. If we can't even have it on Black Friday anymore, at least we're a community where it all came together. Matt Van Swole posted this one. This is Black Friday at my local Walmart in North Carolina. Everything is locked behind glass, even $5.27 headphones. No one is here. It's completely empty. When I was growing up, it was packed on Black Friday and nothing was locked up. It's just sad, man. Yeah. I don't know. What do you guys think? I just think that, just because it leaned into something that wasn't necessarily the best side of who we are, our desire to own physical goods, doesn't mean it wasn't a sign of a healthy society. We weren't buying those goods for ourselves. We were buying those goods for our loved ones. And sometimes we went against our better judgment and we got into fights and we got into scuffles to get those products for the people that we loved. We weren't just shut off in our own world, controlled by the algorithms that kind of run our lives these days while we search on Amazon Prime to get goods. Consumer sales going up isn't necessarily a sign of a healthy society. Obviously, tariffs, inflation, purchasing the stuff online, none of that necessarily hints at a necessarily healthy society. But I do think us braving cold weather and massive crowds so that we could buy things for people that we loved, that was a sign of a healthy society, at least one as healthy as it can be in a consumerist world that we live in these days. That's what it was. Those are my thoughts on the matter. Did you guys have similar experiences with Black Friday? Were you like me, who worked retail and had to kind of stare in horror as the crowds around you got bigger and bigger, and then you had to help out different people to varying degrees of politeness to you, some of which were not very polite? That's definitely did happen to me. I had more than a few. I guess Karen wasn't a term at that time, but I dealt with more than my fair share of Karens in my lifetime. Did you kind of go through that same thing? So do you look at Black Friday with that same lens of, I guess for me, it is a bit of nostalgia, but do you look at it with a sense of nostalgia, or do you think that technology has made things better for everyone involved? I would be interested to know. And did you ever get into any fights? Like, did any of you get into any scuffles over toys to buy for your kids or your family? I would be interested to know. You should also check out our podcast, guys. We will be returning live on December 8th. That's when we pick the show back up again. Normally, we're live Monday through Friday at 3 p.m. I hope we can see you there, guys. Make sure you check out. We release these videos all the time. 8 a.m., noon right now. Normally we're releasing 4 to 5 videos a day, but right now we're in an in-between time. Check out all the videos we got coming out and join us again on the podcast on December 8th when we go live at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. See you there, guys. Thanks for watching. Thanks for watching. Listen to full episodes of Pop Culture Crisis on Spotify.
Keep up with us on social media and make sure you subscribe and ring that bell so you never miss the show. Bye, guys.